The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Let's have some fun. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Please go get a tablet and a pen. You see, what I want to show you exactly the things you're kind of missing to get to the $1 million dream. Now, I'm just going to talk about it because I actually did it. $1 million at 14 and a half, 2.6 billion in corporate structure at 26. So let me show you exactly what I got to do, and I'll show you exactly how to do it too. Now, ultimate goal, this is live. I'm online 6 days a week. You can pop in and out, ask questions all the time. They did call me the Godfather of Credit. Now, there's no pictures, there's no recording. I want you to put it here as habit forming. So we're going to talk about all the things you're allowed to do. Now, I like Lamborghinis and Ferraris and helicopters and yachts and mansions because that's what I obtained. Now, my first question to you, why haven't you? You see, all you got to do is ask me a question. I'll answer it for you too. Now, here we go. Rags to riches. That was me. I got born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. She didn't want me. I got to be with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. The bottom line, she used and abused me too. So your journey today can begin with me. Now, just laughing a little bit because I got 980 people here today. Okay, usually you get up to 1,000. Your journey. I wonder, Will you do exactly what I tell you to do? One of the private calls I just got off the phone with, he's jacked up 90%, but I showed him how to leverage things that he has to create and reduce his debt. There's all kinds of ways to play the game. But the reality is you haven't got to million to billion, have you? If you did, you don't need me. If you haven't, let me show you the way. Look behind that curtain. The bottom line is when you look behind the curtain, in other words, do not accept what people say to do. The biggest problem is what you do for your family, and you tend to bring the pain home. Let's think today. All right, we're going to talk about personal credit because I want to get you to million. Is that okay? Personal credit. We got to look at our credit cards. We got to put a sticky in the back. The sticky is very important for your discipline. So remember, I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough. He was security chief at TRW and Asperian. That stood for The Report's Wrong, or basically Thomas Woolman Woolridge. They basically made bicycle parts, got information, became Asperian. On the back of your card, could you write down the limit? Can you maintain 25% forever and never go past 29%? I want to show you a couple things today because these cards here are 50,000 a piece. So let's talk about this. What most people do, they keep doing this to their credit. It's like, I'm going to crash. Stop it. These two cards, $100,000. That means if I use the 29% rule I just told you to do, I have 71,000 of safety credit. Case blank, it's a fan, lost a job, or a pandemic. I want to show you how to get your line of defense. I like to show you how never to bring the pain home ever again. The next thing is I want to talk about corporations today. It's the only way to get to millionaire, no matter what you try to do. Now, a couple of things. Here's chapter 18. I'm not here to give you legal accounting advice at all. This is public record. So let's understand something. It says a corporation is a legal person. Do you see that right there? It says it may sue or be sued. All right, so I learned this at 7.5 years old, listening to a poker game at the Hope House on Wednesday night. They had a poker game every Wednesday night. I was 7.5. I wrote it down. They told me it was weird. Probably true. You know what I did the next day? I went down to the Torrance Police Department. There was a library next door. I asked the lady, what does this mean? She was rude. She walked away. She came back a couple minutes later and said, here's a mock-up face, here's a bug. She was a bee. You know what I had to do? I read the book. You, look at you today. Look at your age. Look at your past, your present, your future. Your past is a roller coaster of faith and persistence. But you haven't got to million to billion because you don't know how to play and you don't know the rules and tools and the foundation you need. I went back for 2 years to that library because I wanted to create a blueprint that actually worked. Everything you've done so far, you've allowed friends and family kind of rip you off. But you allowed that. See, when you hand money to people, they didn't have to earn it. They don't respect it. So they always come back and say, I'm sorry. If I had a nickel or a penny for every I'm sorry, I'd be a trillionaire. I'm on my way to that anyway. So let's understand something today. All right. You've allowed someone to take advantage of you, and you're afraid to try to go forward. And the reality is you want to protect your assets, and you want to reach the American dream. Well, let's see. I created a blueprint that will actually accomplish that goal. I'm the founder of Helping Hand Industries, but I started that at 9.5 years old. I sent a money order away to the Secretary of State of California. You see, I don't know why people spend thousands of dollars to an attorney, a CPA, and a incorporating service for a corporation, don't learn diddly squat. I call that stupid. See, corporations are free in all 50 states. You just pay a little filing fee. So I got $100,000 of credit in the mail. I was 9.5 years old. See, most people got credit in the mail without applying. I've been collecting this, about $53 million of credit, since I was 9.5 years old. But I built most of it under corporation structure. So I got named in the movie Dave as well. So let me show you something today. Everything's going good. Started a nonprofit, no problem. It's the cheapest one anyway. And then all of a sudden I got named in a lawsuit. I'm 12.5 years old. I got named in a lawsuit. I had to go to court. So I screwed up. I didn't understand trade name, trademark, and copyright. I used the word Braille institution, Braille. You see, they own the right to the word Braille. I started the first Orange County Blind Center. As I was 12.5 years old, a little boy in the commercial, that was me. You know what's really weird? I got pulled to court and I said, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I now understand it. So I had to master it. Let's think about something today. You blow your nose on Kleenex, right? No, it's called tissue. You use Velcro, don't you? No, it's called hook and loop. Velcro is a company in El Segundo, California. So I got scared. It scared the crap out of me going to court. I'm 12 and a half years old, but I got a couple of problems. I learned to read at 2.5 years old, so I knew I could master it. And then when they tested me, they found out my IQ is 203, and I have total recall on most things. I get to write 2 different things simultaneously and talk at the same time. And then they're rhyming all the time. It's like drives me nuts. But the reality is they thought I was stupid. I realized the bottom line is the grown-ups were stupid. They didn't understand me. See, I'm one of the few. I'm not one of the many. I want you to be one of the few too. Write down, never bring the pain home again. Never bring the pain home. I don't know why you did it in the first place. I'm going to give you every solution you ever needed in the first place. So let's understand. The next thing the grown-up said when I was a kid is, all right, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, that sounds good. Explain it to me. They couldn't explain it to me, so what I had to do? Simple. Every corporation is on Secretary of State's website. You have a corporation today, your name's on their website. When that corporation is sued, they sue you because you have no choice. So the reality is you have to understand why I created division process in 85, 86. I didn't want to bring the pain home like you. And I made a promise to myself I'd never get married unless I knew how to do a foolproof program. So the next thing they told me is, all right, put your ducks in a row. I asked what that meant too. You know what I got? Blah, 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 blah. So I showed him a corporation with divisions and entities and how to never bring the pain home. I'm going to show you today. Is that okay? So let's do this. I want you to write down 3 things right now. I can show you how to get exactly what you want, 100%. I'll even guarantee it, okay? I'd like you to write down, see it, believe it, go get it. See it, believe it, go get it. Write it down. So let's think about your house today. You have a house, good. Did you basically close escrow, homestead, trust? You didn't do that. It's not in a trust. When they sue you, they screw you and they take it away. When you die, it's stuck in a probate, your family got diddly squat. Or you don't have the money for the house. Why don't we get a house leased to you and convert it to a mortgage? Would that be okay? It's not hard to do. The next thing is your car. I'm sorry, your car shouldn't be your car because the #1 lawsuit is bumpity bumps. When they sue the registered owner, which is you, you're going to lose everything you got. Why don't you think about division process? All right, division, fleet price, tax ID. Next, money. Hear me, a little kid, getting used and abused by everybody I went and had to know. No mommy, no daddy, no real family. I'm living in hell. Now, how am I going to get the money to start my business? It's simple. I created corporate credit to the corporation. See, here's a problem. All right, you use your personal credit. Most of you screwed it up. You dropped the score. All right, you couldn't get any more, and you couldn't write off jack shit. Oh, I said that loud. Jack. Okay, you write off diddly squat. So the reality is the problem is you brought the pain home. Corporate credit's a write-off. You can use cash to finance itself. Why would you ever steal from the family? That makes no sense. Is everybody that stupid or what? I don't think they're stupid. They just do stupid things. So half the people in the world are lazy anyway. So let's do this. Let's get a franchise. Here's the biggest problem people have. They keep thinking about being a millionaire and billionaire to themselves. It's got to be corporate structure. And they keep screwing this up. It's called residual income. When I wrote Cash Flow Free Up Your Time 45 years ago in my book called Winning the Game of Business, I meant it. I brought in 2.6 billion at 26. What the hell are you doing? I don't understand. Why do you let people come to this country, our country, and make millions in front of you? So let's understand. I like to repackage you my way. I can build you up to the 750 guaranteed and pop your credit all the way. Now we're going to believe it. Then we're going to go see it. Believe it, go get it. See, I've lived by that model since I was 4.5 years old, and that lady gave me that Bible. And everything I touched turns to gold. Every business I've started out of nothing was over $100 million plus. Why haven't yours? I don't understand. So I have a foolproof program. You can't screw it unless you don't follow through. So let's understand. Here's some rich and famous clients. You recognize some of these people? Isn't it fun? Even homeless people. We get to have fun. The next thing is we got people coming out of prison too. Here's Free Ray, Ricky, and Nicky Ross. Gold and platinum cards. Up to $1 million. Then we got Thomas, who came out of prison after 26 years. Within 8 months, I got him his first dump truck, doing millions a year. Could I get you to listen? Could you do that for me, please? Now we're going to go back to basics in your foundation. When you were a little boy and girl, and when you got your SSN, SS5 form, we're going to go through that too, all right, because it was probably after, all right, Franklin D. Roosevelt took and did the Gold Act. Did you know our president on January 30th, 1934 stole everybody's gold? He confiscated it. He called it Fort Knox. He printed money. So that means most people our age, from 14 to 16, got an SS5 to the SSN. And then all of a sudden in 71, Nixon took the gold standard out. So that means, to understand, if you were a woman out of all these people, and when you had a baby, if you did, you had to sign an SS5 form at the hospital. You don't even know what that is. That's for your SSN. So every woman has to sign the SS5 to get an SSN for the baby that was just born 2 hours ago. So then they can bond the baby up to $35 million apiece and print some more money. That's how it works. So let's show you something that you kind of messed up on. You didn't take the time, all right, to find what needs to be done. You followed people like ducks and sheep. We're going to talk about your SS5 equals SSN Social Security number. Do you know your Social Security number and card is only to create a tax return called 1040? You only get one. And the reality is not for credit purposes anyway. But the reality is 9 out of 10 people screw it up every day. Probably you. So we're we the people. Oh, goody, yay! And then we get one SSN. You know what that means? Tax, 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 and probate when we're dead. And the time of death at the hospital, that's for the state and federal government, by the way. Then we have to compare it to an SS4. Here's your biggest screw up. You watch Bank of America bankrupt 5,000 locations. Chase Bank, US Bank, all right, Wells Fargo, and on. Sam's Club, cities, grocery stores. So let's understand something. The SS4 form, where you didn't pay attention, and you can say, I got a tax ID, right, all day long. You didn't learn diddly squat. We're going to make sure you learn exactly what you need to know. The SS4 in front of you, let's read it. It says legal name of entity, corporation, division, subsidiary, or individual person. That means your name can go on line 1. So let's go back again. SSN is from an SS5 form in a 1040 tax return. Next thing we have to look is SS4 is 1120. If you have a tax ID, tell me what 1120 is. Most people go, what's that, Ray? And that's a tax return. So let's understand something today. You never had to bring the pain home in the first place. Truly a second chance. Let's do this. Both hands. This is SSN. That means tax, tax, tax. Everything we do, we get the leftover. We're supposed to survive in the leftover. Corporation is SS4, and as long as you're not taxable, or in other words, you're not profitable, you're not taxable. So here, we get to pay all the bills first and pay tax on the leftover. Here, we get the leftover after they taxed it. I wonder why rich and famous people get to win. What do you think? But again, it's going to be up to you as we play the game. Now, I meet a lot of people, millions and millions of people for 45 years. And I meet people like this and say, I'm not paying tax rate. Never, never, never. And I always say, just go to prison then. Go ahead. Don't collect your $200. Go to prison where you belong. See, you can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. That doesn't work. See, if you're going to play a game, do you play to cheat? Or are you a cheater in everything in your life? Or do you want to play by the rules? You see, we can take the SS5 and the SS4 and file one tax return. It's called a 1244, and it's called a single filing. And you almost never pay tax again. So what these stupid people did, they could have did with the rules and tools and did the same thing they wanted to accomplish without being a tax evasion and a tax crook. You see, the lack of knowledge makes people do stupid things. And that's the biggest problem we got with people. So let's talk about personal credit. Let's talk about business credit. Here, we can't write off diddly squat on the personal credit. And every time we jack it up, we use this, we screw it up. But if we turn around and do this the right way, and here's 5 reasons why you want cash credit. Number 1, it's a write-off. It's all through the tax ID. Number 2, it's free money. Oh, you just pay the minimum payment. Oh, you're supposed to get the money to get the honey. You can't get the money to get the honey. But if you get the divisions and the corporation, the structure, we get the credit for you, you maintain the payment, you get to write it off anyway. So it doesn't hurt the family. And the divisions give you the line of defense. And on top of that, you can build your legacy for your family. What a concept. But maybe you'll pay attention today. So we're going to look at the United States of America Incorporated. That's very simple. They got 50 corporations. They call them states. State got corporations called cities. They invented Chapter 9 bankruptcy in front of you. They bankrupt 11 cities' debts, stay in business, and you're basically sitting there. What happened? I don't understand. Why didn't you look behind the curtain? Why didn't you learn to play? See, we the people's good, but a corporation's a legal person. So stop bringing the pain home. Ultimate goal, I didn't want to bring the pain home like you. So what did I do? I created a division process in case I needed a second chance too. But it's going to be up to you. So let's play under the corporate structure. I'd like you to write down division of me. Division of me. I want to show you an example of what you should have done since day one. Line 1 is legal name of entity or individual person. Your name, corp, division, subsidiary. Right there. You can build a corporate umbrella. You've heard that before too, right? So let's write down division of me one more time. Now let's talk about one of the Lamborghinis part of the collection. Here's the keys. So here's $1 million Lamborghini. If I buy the Lamborghini and guarantee the $6,800 a month, and I can't pay it, something goes wrong in my life, they're going to take it away. And then the creditor is going to report it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So now I have an IRS problem, shitty credit. Now I have shitty credit because I didn't pay the payment. I got double shitty credit. Well, that sucks. So if I bought it through the corporation, and if they sue the corporation, they sue me. I just proved that as well. That sucks too. What did I really do? I took a division and I bought a Lamborghini through the division. I showed you SSN, SS4, correct? You know what I did? I guaranteed it as a division of me. Now I got no intent to do fraud, but if something goes wrong, I'm going to do the 3-step I invented for myself. Would you like to write it down and use it too? It's called disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I'm going to put it over here while I maintain all my other pieces in my corporation. If I can't save it within 6 months, I'm going to do what the Federal Protection Act allows me to do. I'm going to bankrupt the hell out of it and just throw it away. You didn't give yourself a second chance. What's wrong with you? Are these turned up? You backed yourself in a corner following ducks and sheep and wonder how the rich and famous people do this. Well, they hire me. When you lease a building, do you lease it as a corp? No, it's a division. Do you guarantee you? No, it's a division. In case you want to move or it doesn't work out. Next thing, we got to think about properties. Every property you want to maintain, that tenant can slip and fall and sue you and screw you up. Now, the next thing I know, you see Tickety Talk, Google, and YouTube, and blah, blah, blah. And you got to get LLC or this and that. They're doing the Macarena. I mean, it's great to watch these silly people talk out of their butts because they don't know what they're really talking about. You see, the IRS says very simple. The S is for all money comes to that. All right, you get to pay your bills first. So you're taxable when you're profitable. It's not the point of the type of corporation you set up in the beginning. Who cares? You haven't made any money yet. Now, under the Fair Lending Act, we can get a card up to $1 million to the corporation under the tax ID. If we want, it says we can get 99 more cards. How many would you like? So getting you up to the million's easy. Getting to the 5 million is even more fun. But again, you're going to have to pay attention today. Is that okay? So let's understand the Lamborghini one more time. We replace you SS4. If something goes wrong, what am I going to do? The 3-step. I have no intent to do fraud. Hopefully neither do you. So I'm going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Now replace again an SS4. I'm not going to be stressed out. I'm going to maintain my 750 and above. Why would I not do that? Why did you bring the pain home? I don't understand. You brought the pain home, most of you, and your credit went like that. I said, stop. I don't understand. You fall like ducks and sheep. Me, as a division, guarantee a card, piece of property, even a franchise. Isn't the goal not to bring the pain home in the first place? Can you listen, learn, and turn these up today? How about if I'm your coach for 90 days to 6 months? Would that be okay if we build a corporate umbrella? and I teach you to play the real game. So today I'd like you to look up Secretary of State in your state, your corporation, if you have one. I'd like you to find the corporation, find your name because you're the founder. All right, you're the incorporator, you're on the officers list. So just remember, when they sue it, they sue you. And you probably use your home address like 87% of people do. Once you change that, that's how you got robocalls and junk mail. You should never use your home address. It should be a mailbox, etc. So let's remember, we're going to put our ducks in a row like I told the grown-ups to do. Corporation right now gets sued, they sue you, makes you a duck and a sheep. That sucks. But a division gives you the line of defense. Wouldn't that make more sense for you? We play. So the bottom line is getting two per each item. So let's think. As long as we have no intent to do fraud, all right, we get to have a problem with the division because the corporation is maintaining divisions. We get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If you have a corporation today, all right, and if you allow me to add the tax ID or add history to your tax ID, I get you 100,000. Is that okay? And then would you like $1 million? I like to have 9 divisions and 100,000 each one. All right, isn't 10 times 100,000 $1 million? So that's just on one card. If you allow me to do that for you, is that okay? Give you that first $1 million and write it all off too, and never bring the pain home. See, corporate credit write-off, personal credit not. So let me show you something, some goodies I obtained. $100 million building across the streets from South Coast Plaza Mall. The $1 million Lamborghini, a $5 million mansion in Huntington Harbor, and one of the race bus worth $1 million. I obtained them. Why haven't you? Once again, why haven't you? So let me get you, and let's understand, I'd like to be your coach for at least 90 days, get you the first 100,000. So you got one Ray Reynolds, which is me, and basically what we get to do is repackage you, all right, and never bring the pain home. So I like goodies. You like goodies yet? Ultimate goal. So if you want to be the corporate millionaire, just let me know. I'll get you past go. Now understand something today, if you let me add history, you know, all the things I get to do for you, that's just one of the 5 million mansions I've obtained. That's my personal pool table. Would you like to play? Now, what's your goal? Simple. Please take the calendar out today or later today and figure out how many working days you have left of the year. How many working days do you have the rest of this year? I need you to figure that out for yourself. I'm online 6 days a week. Very simple. Last 45 years in person or online. Tomorrow, Saturday, I will be doing 10 classes live from 6 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Live. Now, I'd like you to think about corporate credit under tax ID, all the write-off. I'd like you to write down credit, loan, money. Can you write that down? Credit, loan, money. If we take credit above $10,000 on the corporation, and it usually doesn't show up on personal credit at all. It's all in a tax ID base. We take 100,000 off a Wells Fargo card. We take that 100,000, we put it back in Wells Fargo. We reference 3 times 5. So write down reference 3 times 5. They will give you up to $1.5 million of a line of credit. Biggest problem we have with most of you is you need the coaching to get past go because you're making the wrong decisions in the wrong way. Leveraging everything else. See, personal credit, yeah, we're going to maintain it, but we don't want a lot of debt. Corporation debt offsets taxes, and you can get to million to billion. So let's take a corporation, one division getting a franchise, and up to 38% positive cash flow. The other division getting an apartment complex. Now, what is we creating? We're creating cash flow free up time. I wrote in my book 45 years ago on page 6. If you allow me to get that first 100,000, I can get you there faster. That'll get you financial freedom. Your goal, write down, you should write it down right now, is you want 10,000 to 50,000 a month for the corporation residual income. Coming in case you don't want to work or do something one day. I haven't had a paycheck for 30 years. So let's talk about Section 8 properties. Maybe you want to do that, Section 8. As we do these things from 35,000 for a brand new house to 75,000. Maybe one for 250 or 500,000. See, Section 8s get paid during a pandemic. Here's a $75,000 property. Do you know it's only $5,000 down? And this builds residual income. And it's brand new property. So again, there's your 10,000, 50,000 a month up to that. Here's one for 260,000. All you do is put 5,000 down. Again, you're creating cash flow if you turn it to a Section 8. So should we not think about, all right, creating some way of income, residual income to maintain your life and build it up and away? That's the biggest mistake people don't do. Here's your legacy. All right, 10 to 50,000 a month. Again, that's your goal. Now, what I want you to do today, look later on in the mirror. I'd like you to look in the mirror later on today, please, for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, stare at yourself. What I'd like you to do, all right, for 5 minutes, when nobody's around, nobody's watching you, is kind of put yourself in check. That would be the ultimate goal. And then ask yourself a question. What did you do yesterday to get yourself to the $1 million dream? I'd like to see if you get up earlier every day. I'm up at 2:25 ready to go. So the bottom line is going to be up to you. Now, do you have the repo list for car, boat, houses, apartment complex, and duplex? There's one every Monday. Do you have the probate list? Do you have the bankruptcy list? Do you have wholesale and broker products, supply and vendor? See, your corporation should have $1 million of credit to the corporation in every division. Checkbook money, same thing, and vendor and supply money too. And if you did exactly what I told you to do, by the time you turn around, you'll have a $10 million company. Would that be okay? I get you to $10 million? But the biggest problem I have is you. Please stop thinking. Don't think, just do. The reality is you got to pull the trigger and get past go. All right, expos, go to everyone. Franchise shows, go to everyone. Look up hedge funds. I like to make you a money maker. Is that okay? So understand, remember the personal credit. We don't want to jack that up anymore. Remember the corporate credit, 5 ways to write it all off and get the money to get the honey. Next thing is 100,000 to $1 million of supply and vendor credit. And you don't pay up to 90 days. That is down in Bradstreet and OPM money. So let's understand. Why don't you sell it on Amazon, the products you get open accounts for? How about eBay? I've got clients that make millions a year doing that. It's up to you. Here's a program that I'd like you to get into. All right, it's called the Ultimate. This is private calls, literally, all right, for 30 days. And I'm getting booked up on those. So next week, we're pulling those away. After the next week, there will be no more private calls. So today's your last chance to get in private calls with me because I'm getting booked up. 90 days, level 1, level 2, level 3, specialty classes. It comes with 9 divisions. I'd like you to get your cell phone out, please. I'd like you to take a picture of it right now, please. So based on the bonus credit, based if you want to invest $1,999 or $39,000 to get $500,000, this is what it is. Take a picture. This is what you can do during this broadcast today only. Now, if you just want a line of credit, you're a current client, or even to you, if you like, it's usually 10%. So it's like 100,000 is 10 grand, 50,000 is 5 grand, 2,500 is $2,500. Today, I have 2 specials for you. I have a $50,000 line of credit. It's $1,999 if you Zelle during the broadcast only. I have 100,000 for $39.99 if you Zelle during the broadcast. So take a picture. This is during the broadcast only to do this. If not, don't worry about it. Then it's your opportunity just passed you by. Next, if you want phone calls, click on this. I'm getting almost booked up, so I got to pull this away on Monday. From 1 call, 3 calls, 7 calls, 26 calls. Again, that way you get a group of blueprinting calls with me. If you want me to build you $1 million, this is called the Master's Package. So basically, there's a couple ways to do this. I charge 10%, so that's $100,000. From here, I'll give you basically 45,000 of bonuses. Anything you're missing or all of those, they're yours. If you have half of it, you only get the other half you're missing. From there, if you paid in full, you get a 50% discount. It's $50,000. No bonuses needed, $30,000. If you want, you can put $10,000 down. Must be paid in full. It's a $10,000 payment one time. And then every month you pay a monthly fee as I build you up to the $1 million of credit. The ultimate goal, only allow 10 people in that because that's all I can do at a time, only one person. If you want today, the rest of this year and next year, I'll be your coach personally. That means you and I are going to work on your goals step by step. All classes, video conferencing, all right, weekly calls, all right, rapid refresh between now and next year, 16 months, and a monthly in-person, or we'll Zoom the blueprinting session. We got to go through everything you're trying to accomplish. I want to get you to 10 million, but that's up to you. Through in this program here, all right, what you're going to do is you're going to fill out applications personally. I'm going to show you how to fill out applications personal, business, divisions as well. We're going to basically make sure you understand how to do this so you won't need me anymore in that process. So projections, how much credit limit you'd want, phone calls even with your creditor. If I got to be on the phone with you and your creditor and you elect me as a CFO for an hour or two. Next thing is here we have daisy chaining of credit. And the bottom line is increasing limits. Now this is $25,000. I'm not cheap, but it's going to go after $5 million. Let's understand. My wife calls this my hobby, which is it is. But when people hire me, companies and people, I'm $3,000 an hour and I'm $25,000 a day. So this package for a year and a half of coaching with me is $25,000. And there's no payment to it. It's a paid in full and forget it. When you sign up today, it's very simple. I'm your coach for the next year and a half. See, I got this TV show coming up next year. I don't have time to do this 6 days a week. The goal here is 5 million and getting cash flow up to 25,000 a month. That's what the goal should be. Take a picture of it if you don't have it. You can pay by Zelle, Ray Reynolds, all right, the recipient, that's me, Ray at rayscredit.com, or you write down RW, that's Ray's webinar, and you put what you Zelle for. There's also bank transfer, deposit, or wire. Ultimate goal right there for you too. I like goodies. I think most people, half people in the world are lazy, and I think a lot of people are full of shit. I show real goodies. God's gift, race boats, backyard, yachts, Duffys, big buildings, and Lamborghinis. Let's pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Helicopters, U-Docks, all the goodies. Now me, I accomplished all my goals by the time I was 26. All right, if I want it, I'll go get it. So let's understand, as you bring in billions like I do, it's fun. Here's me. I hold the highest kick, fastest kick on the planet in 1981. So every time some idiot says white men can't jump, it's like, how stupid could they be? The one that holds the record is me. Next thing from there, I kicked out the lights because the Guinness Book of Records guy kind of pissed me off that night. The next thing is, wherever you come from, you can reach your goals. See, the biggest problem is you. It's a mindset. So let's think, my first Lamborghini, I bought it at an auction. I was 14 and a half. It was a Quintos Lamborghini. What did you get? That's what I drove to Orange Coast College all the time. So I don't hear no. When someone says no, it's like, okay, thank you. Have a nice day, and I'll go around the no and find a way. See, people say no because they don't know how to play. The lack of knowledge makes men and women do stupid things. The bottom line is, stop bringing the pain home. I am the #1 consultant worldwide for 30 plus years. Why don't you let me just be your coach for a little bit, okay? 1,000 steps to millionaire, being the certified CFO. So I'm going to leave about 10 billion plus to the Ray Reynolds University. Now, the big thing, I'm going to ask you flat out, what legacy did your family leave you? I didn't have a family. The biggest problem we have in this world today is people talk about their kids have to do hard knocks. I mean, I'm going to say baloney. If the rich people of the world, because they usually do what I tell them to do, they train their kids to take over the business. If we would have the whole world, all of everybody out there, taking over companies that mommy and daddy created, that gives them a legacy. Well, it usually happens when someone dies. Everybody gets a piece and then it fades away. What they built and they worked their ass off is gone. That's called stupid. They're doing it all wrong. So the legacy I want you to think about is going to be what you're going to create. I'm going to show you how to get past go. And I want you to understand, a corporation lives forever. You can't. So it's time to plan to die and plan to live. Write down irrevocable trust, please. Write down UCC1. A house has a deed of trust, car has a pink slip. Your assets in your house, in your office, UCC1, please. Recorder's office, file it. Why? Turns it into a chattel mortgage. You get money now, off your own shit. You tie it into the irrevocable trust. So now you know who's going to get your goodies when you're dead. I don't know. Why didn't you plan this too? So the ultimate goal is up to you. So understand, when I die, I know who's getting all the goodies because it's directed in the irrevocable trust. You see, I like building credit for people. All right, up to times 10 what they invest with me. Personal and business credit too. Ultimate goal. Let's draw that diagram in front of you. Corporation, divisions. Corporation, divisions. Now let's understand, Bank of America bankrupts branch numbers. That's corp owning a corp. Corporation called a subsidiary. So you got to watch all your banks like Chase, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Sam's Club, Geico, and Cities all file bankruptcy in front of you while you go, beep, beep, beep. That's about it. Why aren't you learning to play the game and win? I don't understand. All right. Are you lazy? Are you stupid? Or you still want to go get it? You got to make a decision for you. Stop bringing the pain home. Become a certified CFO and reprogram your brain to millionaire status. So I started my blueprint. I was 9.5 at the Torrance Library next to the Torrance Police Department. I've called it See It, Believe It, Go Get It since I was a kid. Now let's understand today, all right, the thought of the week for you is now that the third quarter began, which is now, all right, I want you to push yourself to reach your goals. I want you in every class tomorrow with me. I want you from 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to change your life and give you the rules and tools you've been missing all along. But that's going to be up to you if you don't show up. I like to put your life back together like my life, Humpty Dumpty. Would that be okay? So let's draw the diagram one more time. Let's stop bringing the pain home. Let's put our ducks in a row. Let me repackage you under the same corporate umbrella. Would that be okay? If you don't have a corporate, I'll hand you one too. So the TV show is coming up next year. So I don't have time to do 6 days a week anymore starting January of 2024. So here's some rich and famous people. You might recognize some people. The reality is very simple. What did you do? I'll bet you had a kitchen table meeting with your friends and family about starting a business. Everybody got excited. Hopefully someone had some common sense as what if something goes wrong. Then you hawked your credit. You dropped your score. You can't get any more, and you can write a dilly squat. Then you hawked your house. I'm sorry, but that's just plain stupid. Why would anybody ever do that when the goal is not to bring the pain home and get residual cash flow? I don't understand stupid. Do you understand stupid yet? Why don't you write down today's date? Let's project 90 working days and let's go get it. Is that okay? Simple. Winning the game of business, page 6 says cash flow for my time. That's what I wrote. And other people try to steal it all the time. So here's the Millionaire's Founders Kit. All right, I sold this at the Bonaventure for 32 years for $5,000 a set. Would you like a copy of the book that shows you step by step up to the $1 million dream? It's free for you today, as long as you sell $99 for shipping and handling. There you go, ultimate goal. From there, there's your Zelle, RW, put your address where you want to ship to. Simple, 99 bucks, shipping and handling. See, starting a business or running one's like, your friends, your family, your employees around you, you don't know if they're going to knock you off the hill, they're going to catch you, or you're going to die. Good luck with that. Me, I'm up every day at 2:25. Ever since I was 2.5 years old. If I got up at 2:30 or after that, the abuser would get me. So my brain has been programmed to wake up at 2:25 every day since I was a little boy. And that's why I wake up every day. I go to my knees. I say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. I put myself in check. See, who am I going to ask to help me? I don't have family. I don't got mommy and daddy. What's a grandma? What's an uncle? I have no idea what that is. All I know is fathers knows best. So you probably listen to your friends and family. I'll bet you they cloud your direction. What do you think? Have they made millions and billions like me? I doubt it. So July 4, 2009, literally 14 years ago, 3 yachts in the backyard. All right, making millions and billions of dollars, helping people 6 days a week. Wife says, let's take one of the yachts in the backyard and watch the fireworks with a group of people. Fantastic. There I am the next day, dead. I died at 5:41. Simple. From there, I get to hear what's going on in the room. Tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA. The nurse asked my wife if I'm a donor. They're going to take out my heart and take it away. Jesus gave me a choice to stay in peace or go back. I said, go back. See, I'm going to show you that I'm God's example, so you got no more excuses. I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. Every school there was a bully. You got to learn to kick it or run. I'd rather die than run. No matter if you're going to school in Watts, Torrance, Hawthorne, Long Beach, and all the good areas too. Now, I've been shot twice and knifed 6 times. I got no excuses, neither do you, because you met me now. I'm truly God's example. So I got a book coming out this year. It's called Jesus is Not a Drive-Thru. See, being a Christian is a way of life, not a moment in time. I think you're stuck. Let's teach you past go. Let's show you some Lamborghinis. How about a Duffy? How about a mansion? How about white men do jump and stupid people say we don't? How about more Lamborghinis? How about race boats in the backyard and helicopters? How about U-Dogs? How about yachts? How about Ferraris? I call this Ray's Rules. That's only a couple things I obtained. So again, my blueprint is see it, believe it, go get it. Would you like me to blueprint you and rebuild your life too? Let me know. Credit repair, sorry to say it's a fraud. But what do you think? They got some friggin' magic wand? They take 100 plus a month every month for 2 years, and at the end of the rainbow, you still have shitty credit. They're not even allowed to collect money up front. Look at the Federal Trade Commission. Why don't you Google today, Section 611. Find out what you can do for yourself. See, you can't rip off your creditor and be a crook. And that's what some people try to do. It's called man up, woman up, pay your debt, negotiate it. So if you want a 750 score, if you want it, I'll guarantee this. All right, all you have to do is negotiate any open collection account, all cards at 25, 29%, but 2, and a rapid refresh I invented 39 years ago. So then you got a 750. Instead they're going all day, or you can be a CFO. A certified CFO, this means you're going to learn the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. The reality is getting to the American dream. So then you're with me for at least 90 days to 6 months. See, I want to be your coach. I want to do most of the work for you and show you how to do it the right way anyway. Here's your first 25 steps today. Intuit Credit Karma. 2020, December 3rd, Intuit bought Credit Karma. No phone number to help you. But that's the reality is you can clickety-clack. Now, what I like to do is analyze your credit. If I can analyze it in 24 hours, is that okay with you? Then I want to show you exactly what I need you to do in your part. Go to class, don't fall in your want, to get a 750 score. And I'm going to call your case number on a Saturday like tomorrow. At 1:30 tomorrow, I will be calling case numbers in rotation, exactly what they need to do. And if you do what I tell you to do, I'll guarantee a 750 score because I'll build it for you too. Now, here's the biggest problem you got. The application called SS5, no one paid attention to. That's what got you your SSN, Social Security number. So it says name to be shown on card, full name of birth, other than above. So here's an SS5 form equals SSN equals 1040. It had nothing to do with credit in the first place. It usually says, if you read the card front and back, which I don't think you did, do not laminate, don't carry with you. And it also says don't use for ID purposes. And it always says property of social administration, not you. So remember, your SSN is create the 1040 tax return. And that's the ultimate goal. When you got your first job a long time ago, it's very simple. You thought the creditor was ripping you off, the company you work for. And they pointed out that you get the leftover. The IRS gets their first cut. You get the leftover and live on that too. See, that's what makes us a bunch of ducks and sheep. You got to go and let's play. Corporation's a legal person, and we the people. So the reality is you're going to learn to file one tax return. It's called a single filing under the 1244 IRS.gov. Got it? Then you almost never pay tax ever again. So here we got one SSN. We're all ducks and sheep. A corporation gets one tax ID. So if they sue the corp, they sue you. That's called silly and dumb too. But if you have a corporation with division process, what I invented in 85, 86, you'll create the line of defense, another chance to try. And you'll stop bringing the pain home in the first place. So let's understand. Let's repackage you, SSN, so you can basically be a CFO for the corp and the divisions. And let's get the SS4 so you can master that too. So that way you're a double CFO at the same time. Put your ducks in a row, choose wisely under the same corporate umbrella. Would that be okay if I teach you how to play the right way in the first place? Up to you. So let's play. There's that SS5 form. Why don't we compare it to the SS4? Simple. So here's an SS4. So it says legal name of entity, corporation, division, subsidiary, or your name. So your name can be on line 1. So we can learn to play under the tax ID. So it even says banking and credit purposes right there per entity. Wouldn't that be more fun? Not to bring the pain home like you've been doing too. But again, your corporation should only do 4 things. First of all, it should buffer tax. Corporations pay tax when you're profitable. You're allowed to pay all the bills first. You pay tax on the leftover. Next, it's corporate credit. Under your tax ID, it's all the write-off, even the cash credit. From there, car fleet price, hotel free buffet. That's all the corporation should do. From here, the divisions are the line of defense. One screws up, you get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, as long as you don't have any intent to do fraud. From there, they're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price, multiple credit reports. Real estate, we can separate liability. So I'd like you to make sure you wrote this down. Do not take a picture, do not record, because you're not allowed to. What I want you to do is write down divisions, give you the line of defense, because they do under the corporate umbrella. Every tax ID debt follows tax ID and creates a credit report. So if you listen carefully, I'll build one for you right away. I will guarantee what I say I can do 100%. As long as you do it exactly what I tell you to do, you follow through, go to class. If you violate, because I had history to you, corporate divisions, and you get these things in the mail saying you've been pre-approved, you have not, then we have to close your case or charge you a fee. We're not here to play push me, pull me. Don't apply during the time we're in the program, and don't jack up cards. If you do, sorry, we will charge you a fee or close your case. That is just the truth. Collection item, negotiate. IRS problem, negotiate. 656, 433 A and B, passion, not chase future. Ultimate goal, that is step 3. Now we get to understand that 750 is waiting for you. If you allow me to analyze you, I can direct you and coach you in the right way, and I can do a rapid rescore right away. By the time we're done working together, singing Kumbaya, you'll have a 750 and above. Ultimate goal, and as long as you're part of the program. Here's a nice lady, all right, she literally inherited half of Fashion Island. Her grandfather left it to her. She didn't have bad credit. What she has is a stupid attorney, CPA, and banker saying use half your cards. There's no green light. She has a 651. By the time I'm done, she has a 790 with green lights. So I got to teach her and coach her as well. Here's a person. He was tricked, and his wife was tricked by a bankruptcy attorney, him and his wife, to file bankruptcy, which they didn't need. And here we got 0 credit now because they bankrupt everything. Here's an unsecured card for $500 as I build them up again. Here's 11 collection accounts. Here's 3,000. I got them too to negotiate some of their garbage they set up too. So if you allow me to rebuild you, you go to class, rapid rescore. You go on Saturday, you pay attention. The goal is 750. We're going to charge you $999. All right, and we charge you and give you $1,000 card back to you. During the broadcast, we discount that half price to $499, and then the card we get you is $500. So that way you reimburse yourself again too. And that extra bonus is very simple. As long as you write down and click here, Zelle RW, and you Zelle that payment right away. Then you get the discount because I gave it to you today. So if you want to give referrals, that'd be great. I'll build you more credit, or I'll Zelle you back 10%. But your referral better say your name when they sign up, or they blew it for you. So the ultimate goal, when they Zelle, you might want to tell them put your name on the message of the Zelle, or email me a name and a phone number, and we'll call them right away. So here's another problem you have with you. Every one of you have been added to the national mailing list, and that's the ultimate problem that you have with you. So let's understand. They sell this, and I'm a voter, so are you probably, right? They sell the voting list literally 412 times a year. Next thing is your cable bill, your corporation. Why don't you call 888-567-8688? You see, you opt out for 5 years, get off the national mailing list. From there, that's step 4. Now, I'd like you to plan the problem. You allowed a friend and family member to rip you off, and that's on you. The next thing, what happens simple, is because they got free money from you, they don't respect it. They didn't earn it, so they kind of piss it away. And then all they can say to you is, I'm sorry because I did it too. You see, that kind of sucks. And then you turned around and you bought a bunch of crap that didn't work. You need a coach. Remember that sticky in the back of the cart, the line of defense? That's what you need to create. And the ultimate goal is every dashboard now, what I designed years ago, 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. That sticky will give you the discipline you've been lacking all along. The next thing you're going to say is, I got a problem, Ray, I got an emergency. And I'm going to tell you flat out, knock off the crap, do exactly what I tell you to do, and you'll never screw up your credit score ever again. You don't jack up these cards, okay? You have 2 cards that are like your house and car. They do not fluctuate your credit score ever. Very simple. They are your gold and platinum cards up to $1 million. Those are the cards you get past 29%. And you never bring the pain home again. Got it? Simple. People lose their job, have an emergency. What do? They all do the same silly thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, then they can't wait to jack up their cards in 42 days. And they want to tell everybody, feel sorry for me. No, thank you. Reality is very simple. Let's pretend today you needed $5,000 now. All right, go ask your friends, your family at the bank. Go ahead. Go ask them. When you need it, the answer is no. When you don't need it, the answer is yes. The average person wastes $50 every other day. So this card for $5,000, the payment's $50 a month. So what the average person pisses away, they can maintain a safety credit card for $5,000. They also said the average person wastes $140 a week. That's $600 a month. So if we took $50,000 off a corporate credit card, we get to write off on tax ID, the payment is $612.26. What the average person pisses away in a given month. During pandemic, you get to buy 2 pizzas, all right, literally using some common sense. You see, well, there's a white dude that jumps. That's me. White men do jump, just stupid people say we don't. Nixon took the gold standard out. Write down Ray's rules again. 100,000, 29% utilization, 71,000 of safety. You see, the next time there's a big problem, it's going to be a division, not the corp in your family. This is your cake you needed too. Ray's rules. Step number 7, become a certified CFO. All right, and never bring the pain home. You got it so far? You see, understand, we're going to play. So guess what? There I am dead. Dead. I wish I could have said I'm going boo, scared the hell out of him. But I was dead. It sucks. I could hear what's going on in the room. So there's the address. Why don't you Google it and find out I'm telling you the truth. I've been in 2 comas in my life. First one, I got to be paralyzed, and Jesus said, get up. And I got up, freaked them all out. Last one, I got to die and come back and help you. See, I think the devil's trying to hold us back and knock us down. But God's delays aren't God's denials. So you know what? If you let me repackage you, I'll get you to $1 million. If you like, I'll get you above that too. I like to put you back together like Humpty Dumpty. Let's do it my way. What's a corporation again? It's right in front of you. It's a legal person. Very simple. And I'm not here to give legal advice or accounting advice. I just want to show you public record. I learned that at 7.5. You see, the lack of knowledge is what made people do stupid things. You see, Helping Hand Industries, 100,000 in mail, a credit named in the movie Dave. Isn't that fun? So a division. A division of a corporation has multiple locations. We have the ability to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, protect the corp and the family. From there, if we have properties, separate them because someone can slip and fall. And we're allowed to get cash and supply credit too. Every division is a legal person. We get to play. And you learn to be a certified CFO. So here it is. I built credit for my capital. I was at the Bonaventure. Inc. magazine interviewed me. I said use plastic to finance your business, and that was the next article too. I like you to have 9 divisions starting today. Very simple. So let's build a corporate umbrella. And the reason I want you to have 9 so we can build you up to that $1 million. So if you allow me to get the tax ID or add history to the one you have, I'll set up the credit reports, Experian, Trendu, and Equifax. From here, all right, I'm going to get you cash credit cards. All right, you write off. I'll line you up for checkbook money. Is that okay with you? 9 divisions up to 1 million. 41 up to 5 million. So we're going to play the game and win. From there, I want you to look at your corporation today, please. Secretary of State, find your name, find your address, and hopefully scares the crap out of you and you change your address to a mailbox, etc. You see, I had to give them a solution to put their ducks in a row. Today, if they sue your corporation, they sue you, you're a duck and a sheep. That actually sucks. A division gives you the line of defense that I invented in 85, 86. We're going to play. I get to build credit reports under tax ID. I know you got a sad story or something else, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody gives a shit. I came out of a coma homeless. I sold my wedding ring, my Rolex, my necklace, my bracelet. From here, I had 12 garage sales in Huntington Beach. I got cited 3 times. There's no excuse. Get off your ass, let's go get it. Corporations build themselves. All right, they're allowed to. All right, so I'll build it for you too, and you can write it all off. No excuses. Very simple. I designed every entity for $250,000 of credit, line of credit, checkbook, money, and credit cards. We get 9 of these and 1 of these. There's your first million. I got no excuse, neither do you. Ultimate goal. That's how you build up to the $1 million. So if we play, they always want to say, would you like 99 more cards, authorized user, or division card? Which would you like? Then they offer you a line of credit. That's why you're going to need a division of you on your bank account for the corporation, so you can bank that money too. Ultimate goal. So a division. I set up divisions instantly using 2000 of history with the tax ID. And what happens is very simple. I'll build a corporate umbrella for you using my system and the way I designed it for me. Each division is $499 each. 3 are $14.97. Would you like 1, 2, or 3? Up to you. Remember, Zelle, RW Zelle, and you put what you Zelle for too. Now, when I build you corporate credit, why don't you loan out some money and create an income or replace yours? Because you're allowed to. I like goodies. You like goodies yet? I only show goodies I obtained. Why would I show anything else too? If I get you up to $1 million of credit cards, is that okay? How about $5 million of checkbook money? There's your goal. Let's follow through starting today. So the goal should be to make you a money-making machine. The 5 reasons want the cash credit. From there, 100,000 to 1 million. All right, OPM, supply and vendor credit, and Dun & Bradstreet, not to pay a bill up to 90 days. That would be the ultimate goal. So as we play, why don't you sell products on Amazon or eBay? You make over $1 million a year just doing that as a division. Now, if I rebuild you over here and build you credit, get you the 750, the next thing is I want to go with the corporate divisions. If I get you a green card unlimited times 9, there's $1 million. If I get you the Bank of America times 9, there's the next $1 million. All right, Wells Fargo times 9, next $1 million. Ink card times 9, next $1 million. And the gold card times 9, next $1 million. So that's up to $5 million of credit, not counting the other 5 cards. Now let's talk about checkbook money. Your banks give you up to $150 of checkbook money unsecured, as long as you have a 2-year corporation and a 720 score. So here's the 5 that I like the best. There's other ones too, but that's called checkbook money. And you can multiply it by divisions and get up to 5.4 million as you set it up the way I'm going to teach you to do. And I'll do most of the work for you anyway. If you don't have a 2-year corp, wait till next year, or I got a couple in stock. It's $9.99 at the office. If you did it during this broadcast, you save half price. It's $4.99. And that's a last year corp. You qualify in your state. Now you have it 2 years too. It's a Zelle. You write down RW when you Zelle. Pretty simple to do. Now I have 8 classes in rotation. So they're on basically Saturday at 8:30. They rotate. This Saturday, it's daisy chaining of credit. From there, I charge $9.99 for 90 days or $4.99 per class unless you got it as a bonus. This crap has to stop. You have 2 cars that'll always, you can jack up to 100%. They don't drop your score. That way you don't screw up and back yourself in a corner ever again. And you can get them up to $1 million. Every cash application requires a certified CFO. Again, the goal is borrow money is not taxable. The only thing we screw up in the future is a division. You're going to learn to build your lifetime income, have your cake and eat it too, raise rules, become a certified CFO, never bring the pain home. Is that okay with you? Ultimate goal. If I give you a check for $1 million, what would you do? You probably put it in your personal account. I say that's stupid. You only keep 375. I would have told you put a division of you into the corporation. Pay all the bills first, pay tax on the leftover. The ultimate goal. From there, we got to look at the United States of America. They got basically 50 corporations called states. States got corporations called cities. And they credit in Chapter 9 bankruptcy into the Federal Protection Act. You could play the same game as long as you have no intent to do fraud. It's up to you. But again, that's step number 9 today. Why don't you Google bankruptcy, please? I'd like you to see it says SSN SS4. Who's going to be the duck when something goes wrong in your life the next time? You, corporation, or division or subsidiary. Let me add you to my credit system. I can build you up to $1 million of credit, but you got to go to class, not following you on, and you got to pay attention. Starter package. Rebuild the credit, rapid score, articles, also tax ID. If you have them, we'll build that one. If not, I'll hand it to you for free. Set up in level 1 every Wednesday, Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ultimate goal, $9.99 for you. The office charges the same fee. They only give you $5,000 of credit. I'm going to give you 10 times your money if you did it during the broadcast with me. Analyze within 24 hours, add history, and start popping credit right away. That way you become a certified CFO. The ultimate goal. So the bottom line is here's your bonus. If you sell, now. Beat your doubt, run your race. Let me repackage your life, please, my way. So let's understand getting past go because I think you're stuck. How about the mansions in the harbor, God's gift? Race boats, all right, yachts, Lamborghinis, buildings, and helicopters too. I would like you to change your driver's license to P.O. Box mail-in address if you would, please, but that's up to you. More privacy. Now, I'd like to look at your car today. The one you got sweated for 5 hours at the dealership lost up to 10,009 inquiries. You had them treat you like a sheep and a duck. Why did you put up with that? The ultimate goal is very simple. All right, car is fleet price tax ID division. That's how you do it to become a corporate car and write it all off. Here's a house. Never put 2 people on the loan. That'd be kind of dumb. Create a loan to value problem for 2 people you don't need to. The car shouldn't even be your car. If you lose the house or the car, don't worry. The creditor will report it to the IRS. You have a 1099-C. So you'll have shitty credit and a tax problem at the same time because you didn't plan the problem. So every registered owner should be a division of a corporation. That way you basically plan the problem, the ultimate goal. So let's understand something today. The registered owner of a car is a division. All right, doesn't matter which Lamborghini, it's kind of fun. Every piece of property you ever obtain should be under the corporation because you know who's going to slip and fall and sue you and kind of screw you up. House payment offsets taxes. Amazon didn't pay tax on the first 10 billion to trillion. Why would they pay tax? They know how to play. There's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. He bought Twitter in front of the world with a line of credit in 24 hours. He's twiddly-dee and twiddly-dumb, but he does have a spaceship. So did the other 2 guys. Would you want to join the club? Would you like to win the battle too? Step 15. Carl uses a line of credit to offset taxes on $1 billion. Walt Disney used an IOU, didn't pay tax on $1 billion too. Run your life through a corporation or in conjunction. Very simple to do. You learn to become a certified CFO. Ultimate goal. So pay tax, buy a Lamborghini. Let me explain that to you. Your paycheck's taxable income, you get the leftover. Then you pay car payment, gas, registration, insurance. I'd be yelling no today because I drive a company car. Why don't you? Ultimate goal. Why don't you go to the IRS website, irs.gov, and get a hold of an SS4? Why? Because it'll say banking and credit purposes. It's free information. See, here's the problem. You never had to be a duck and a sheep. You chose to do that because you didn't want to play. You follow people around like sheep and ducks, and that's got to stop today. Mama, she had a baby. Ever since 71, Nixon took the gold standard out. Every woman signs the SS5 form for the SSN. Baby goes home to take a nap. Reality is everything to me is rules and tools. Escrow, close, homestead, trust. You have a house not in a trust, that's called stupid. They sue you, they screw you. When you're dead, they basically get it stuck in a probate. Your family got diddly squat. You fix up a property, oh goody. You hire the contractor, they hire the subcontractor. That's stand outside Home Depot. When they slip, fall, and cut corners and sue you and screw you up, they're going to take everything you got too. My way, they get diddly squat. Why don't you look up irrevocable trust today? Step 19, 6 more to go. We get to play some more. These stupid people, I don't pay tax, I haven't filed tax. I mean, go to prison, don't collect your $200. You see, that's called stupid. Wesley Snipes tried it. He went to prison for 3.5 years and a $5 million fine. You can play within the rules and tools and not pay tax. The bottom line is he has some stupid attorneys and CPAs. Don't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. They have a form called 656 433A and B. Get yourself back in the system today. That is step 20. Now what do we get to do? Up to 70% discount for everything we want to buy. So it's very simple, up to 90 days to pay. And you can close an escrow, get 200,000 left over. What do? You leverage it to 15 million. And we basically set up a line of defense. And we realize one thing, borrow money is not taxable. By the way, that's step 21, blackjack. You see, you get to win. The Ray Reynolds University. First time I was really proud of myself in my whole life. 22,000 square foot building, Irvine Spectrum, One Technology Drive, locations in 3 other states. Doing up to $1 million a day. I get to die in a coma and find out everybody stole my life. What do we get to do? Simple. All right. I'd like you to learn to be a certified CFO. I didn't go home and go boohoo like you. I basically got out my blueprint, see it, believe it, go get it. I took out my closet divisions and I built another $1 million of credit. Why would I stay down like you? Why do you stay down in the first place? You don't know how to play. That's on you. Step 22 today. 1,000 steps to millionaire. Learn to be the certified CFO. If you want a copy of the blueprint, it's free. 12 books and CDs for $99. Shipping and handling. All you have to do is Zelle that right away. And you put basically RW when you do that too. Very simple. From here, I'm online 6 days a week. And tomorrow I got 10 classes. You should be in every one of them. Ultimate goal, credit, loan, and money. The faster you get 100,000 of credit, you turn that into $1.5 million. Now you got basically financial freedom, 10,000, 50,000 a month. Do section 8. From there, think and look in the mirror, run hard and do one thing. The biggest problem is you don't think, just do. Get to the expos, get to the franchise shows, look at hedge funds too. Making you a money-making machine makes sense to me. Do yourself a favor. 5 reasons why corporate credit. 100,000 to 1 million, up to 90 days to pay. That is supply and vendor credit. Our goal would be very simple today. If we did exactly what I told you to do, OPM, the next thing is, why don't you sell products on Amazon? How about eBay? Take a picture. These are all changing on Monday. As of Monday, I have no calls available, so the calls will be reduced to 0. So the last time you can do it is today. So you take a picture. You want calls for 30 days, 90 days of level 1, 2, and 3 in specialties, and 9 divisions. Based on your budget, that's how much credit you get as a bonus. From there, if you want, I have 2 of these because we charge 10% up to that to get a credit. Here's a 50,000 for $19.99. Here's 100,000 for $39.99 discounted during this broadcast only. If you want calls, take a picture of this. As of Monday, this has to go away because there will be no more space for 90 days for me. From there, if you want me to give you the master's program, that's me building $1 million of credit for you. It's 10%. Paid in full, $50,000 or half price. No bonuses needed, $30,000. You can put $10,000 down, not payments, it's a full payment. All right, to get that and add histories and all the things you get to do. And you get to pay a monthly fee as I build it up and away. But the ultimate goal, I only put 10 in that at the same time, because that's all I can do. I'm only one person. The program for now and the rest of this year and next year of private coaching is to go after about $5 million. In the video conferencing and everything else, teaching you how to fill out your own applications, corporation, division, subsidiary, and you learn to play. Our goal is very simple. That program there is $25,000. You're stuck with me for 1.5 years. Ultimate goal today. All right, the faster you get into that, because there's only 10 positions and I only have 4 left, so it's up to you. From here, our goal should be $5 million. up to $25,000 a month income, residual income. Zelle, bank transfer, deposit, or wire. Ultimate goal, corporations what? It's a legal person. Divisions give us a line of defense. That's the goal. So if we hit divisions, they're the ducks, not you or the corporation. Every tax ID is entitled to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Tax ID, bills, credit reports to my system. 9 divisions up to 1 million, 41 divisions up to 5 million. If you want to multiply the credit, that's how you do it. And you get past go to get the $1 million dream. Now they offer literally up to 99 cards per what? Authorized user or division card. So we get to play divisions. If you allow me to have your tax ID for your corporation today, or the one I get for you for the division, I will add history. I will set up credit reports right away. I'm going to charge you $4.99 for each division and 3 for $14.97. It is a Zelle. From there, what are you willing to lose? Family? No. Corporation? No. Division? So let's understand. If we play chess today, we lose pieces on both sides. The way I designed the system is we both get checkmate. That means we both get to win. Step 23, ultimate goal, reaching the dream. Think to be the impossible, raise rules. I've been teaching and preaching for 45 years how to get to the $1 million dream and training people to be the certified CFO. Corp and divisions too. So I always program this for $250,000 per entity. So the goal should be at least 1 card times 10. There's your first $1 million again. Not hard to do. If you want to be next, let me know, please. Let me add you to my credit system. Maybe you and I will play pool on my pool table. So guess what? I can show you the American dream, as long as you let me analyze your credit right away. And I'll show you what I need you to do. I'll call your case number in rotation on Saturday at 1:30 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. So that way you know exactly from me what I want you to do. Remember, never have joint credits just in the way. Buy a house, escrow, close, some said trust. Why do people spend thousands on a corporation to an attorney, CPA, enzyme incorporating service, and not learn diddly squat when they're free anyway? And don't have divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, line of defense, raise rules. So let's understand bonus cash credit. I do it for one reason. So that way it takes away your excuses. And then you can write it all off as you build it up and away too. Step 24. If all you want me to do is give you $750, okay, let me analyze you. Rapid rescore. Let me get you the $750 and go to class on Saturday, $9.99, $1,000 card back to you. All right, discounted to $4.99 during this broadcast with me, then a $500 card instead of $1,000 card to you. And then if you want the starter package too, credit rebuilding rapid score. Articles also is tax ID are free if you don't have them. Set up level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday, 10 a.m. $9.99, $10,000 of credit back to you, 10 times your investment. All right, building your credit right away. You learn to be the certified CFO. But that is a Zelle, now. The ultimate goal, I'll build you credit. You can refer people, I'll build you more, or I can sell you back 10%. But they got to name your name when they sign up or email me their name and phone number. If they don't blow it for you, that's on you, not them. That's on both of you. So if we take that corporation with divisions, my way, we don't bring the pain home. Your banks and grocery stores and cities and Sam's Club, Geico, around the board have filed bankruptcy in front of you. You just didn't learn to play. Stop bringing the pain home. Learn to be a certified CFO, please. Reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Look behind the curtain. Don't bring the pain home. We stay safe. We stay strong. We do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. So at the end of the day, step 25, what I offered today is Zelle, now, bank, now. 800-254-9506. If you want the same thing I just offered, just call and ask for Scott. Make sure you ask for Scott. The reality is he will basically get you the same thing I offered you too. Ultimate goal, we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, God bless us all.